Hello and welcome back to Lights Out and Lounge for our second episode where we'll be talking all things motorsport. I'm Sydney Williams.
And I'm Josh Bingham. Today's show will be our very last show of 2025, but don't be too disappointed as we'll be talking about a very exciting end to the Formula One calendar.
Yes, that's right. For the first time in 15 years, we had a multi-driver championship fight to the final round of the season between Lando Norris, Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri.
Abu Dhabi really was an epic end to the season, but let's save that chatter for later on in the show. Since our last show, there's also been the Qatar Grand Prix that saw 4 DNFs and a very happy Max Verstappen winning the race.
Let's take a look at how the Dutch driver went from 104 points behind being world champion to just 12 points.
It was the Qatar race weekend, started on the 28th of November. This was the second to last race of the 2025 F1 season. The Qatar race was held in Lusail, located in the capital city of Doha. This international circuit hosted its first race in 2021, with Lewis Hamilton securing the victory. Lusail will be on the F1 calendar until 2032, having signed a 10-year contract. Max Verstappen has had the most successes here, winning 2 of the 3 Grand Prix held here. Verstappen secured the 2023 driver's title at Lusail, meaning Qatar became the 22nd different country in which the driver's title had been decided. The circuit spans 5.5 kilometres with 16 turns and a main straight at just over a kilometre long. At the only practice session of the weekend, McLaren had a paired lead as Oscar in first, Lando in second and Verstappen in third. Lewis Hamilton, the 2021 Qatar winner, dropped out in the first part of the sprint in qualifying. It was Oscar Piastri that got a sprint pole on Saturday's sprint qualifying, followed by George Russell in second and Lando Norris in third, and Fernando Alonso in fourth, with what he said one of the best results of the year. The results of the sprint was Oscar in first, George in second and Lando in third, with Verstappen in a close fourth, and Yuki Tsunoda got in fifth, with Yuki's highest finish of the season. Saturday's qualifying session saw another victory to Oscar Piastri. He received pole position in front of Lando in P2 and Verstappen in P3. The start of the race on Sunday saw Verstappen jump past Lando at the start. Hülkenberg also spun out of the race after contact with Gasly. It was a tiny touch, but it triggered a safety car and a mad dash for the pits, but neither of the McLarens came in. It was a Red Bull victory. Max Verstappen won the Qatar Grand Prix with Oscar in second and Carlos Sainz in third. Max went 104 points behind first to only 12 points. For the first time in 15 years, we had a multi-driver championship fight in the final round of the season between Lando, Max and Oscar.
Well, it really was the perfect race to set the tone for Abu Dhabi. And, I mean, in terms of, we have to talk about the strategy by McLaren. The decision not to pit both McLarens during the safety car, which ultimately cost Oscar Piastri the race, and which now we're reflecting on after the championship has concluded, that may have cost him the World Championship.
He was really close and I just feel really bad for him. He tried his absolute hardest, but obviously Max and Lando, they were just very close and Oscar was a bit more behind than them.
Well, it's incredible because Oscar dominated the entire weekend, really, and we've seen Oscar have a bad run of form the last few weeks. Tracks that don't really suit his style of driving, whether it's Austin or Mexico or Interlagos as well. And then he's obviously just come back into Qatar really with a lot more promise, and to then have that happen on the very race where his own team made the wrong strategy call, which then cost him a really positive result, cost Lando Norris the World Championship as well. Because realistically, Norris could have wrapped up the World Championship in Qatar had it not been for that incident. But from a Red Bull point of view, at the time, it was such a motivating moment for Max Verstappen to come down from what was over 100 points behind the two
12.
McLarens
to
now.
Just to 12. It's crazy. And I think on the topic of Red Bull, Yuki Tsunoda finishing in the highest of the whole season. And so now he's getting replaced by Isaac Hadjar. It's kind of funny, I can't lie.
Absolute cinema,
Yeah.
absolute cinema. I mean, what do you think about the new Racing Bulls driver for next year? Arvid Lindblad, of course, one of the youngest drivers we're going to have on the roster next year. Made his debut in F2 this season. Do you think that he's the right call for Racing Bulls, or do you think maybe Yuki was the better option?
I think we've seen it very similar with Lando. He started very young, same with Kimi Antonelli. Started very young. He's younger than me as well, which is kind of crazy.
Quite
considering
humbling, isn't it?
He's very, very rich right now, and I'm currently in university. But with Lando, he started really young and obviously he's won the championship. I think it's a good move. The younger you are, I mean, age isn't really a massive thing, but I think when you compare him to people like Lando and Kimi Antonelli, I feel like they've got a bit more drive. It's a starting point and they can progress their career more, especially with a team like Red Bull. If they start out at this really dominant team, I feel like it's going to give them the confidence to push more.
And what do you make of Hadjar now in Red Bull? Because, you know, there was a real mixed opinion. Some were saying this is amazing for him in his career, you know, second season already in that Red Bull car. And others were mourning the death of his career and saying this is where it all goes downhill. Do you think that Hadjar's going to adjust to Red Bull, working with Max Verstappen into the new regulations? Or do you think it's going to be another case of Gasly and Albon where it maybe didn't work out as much?
I think every team has their favourite driver, I would say. And like, for example, Ferrari, I would say that Charles Leclerc, the strategy is always about kind of who's higher up in the points. So, you know, if Isaac Hadjar starts with higher out on the points, a bit more like foot forward, they might prioritise him a little bit more. I think he's a team player. I feel like he would adjust to, you know, kind of being told what to do. But as long as, you know, it boosts his career, boosts his confidence in driving, I feel like as a team player you win more.
Absolutely, and I think it's opening the floor wide open now with the new regulations. You know, we're seeing the car completely get. It's going to be completely different to what we've had in this ground effect era, which could mean Red Bull come out with a really good car. You know, with Helmut Marko is leaving the team as well. That was a really imposing figure in that Red Bull organisation. Laurent Mekies is going to have his first full season as team principal. So it could be a very different environment, which might actually fix the common problems of young drivers coming into the sister team and inevitably not succeeding because the pressure is just simply too much.
Yeah.
But I think it's always going to be intimidating for him when he is partnering Max Verstappen, who now isn't going to be world champion, isn't the reigning world champion anymore, and is going to be chasing to get to his fifth again and to retake his crown off of McLaren and Lando Norris.
Now, before we talk about Abu Dhabi, which we have quite clearly spoke about, we'll be joined by our very own Salford Racing's media team member, Aidan Gorgon. Every week, Salford Racing hosts a weekly meeting where all the different teams and departments come together to get that one step closer to Silverstone, where they'll be eventually be racing their very own car.
We follow as Aidan met up with the different teams and found out exactly what they do. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name's Aidan. I'm also a part of the media team here at Salford Racing. Let's go and interview all the other teams and let's hear what they have to say.
Hello, I'm Rufus,
Hi, I'm Violet.
and we're part of the media team at Salford Racing. The media team, we do sort of all the content side of everything, so all the Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that sort of stuff.
On Wednesdays we have our meetings and often we go around thinking of new TikTok ideas, new YouTube ideas, write out plans, all that sort of stuff.
So at the moment, we're just sort of going through our plans for the next few weeks, any podcasts that we're coming up with, any YouTube videos, and any other projects that you'll be seeing very soon.
Hi, I'm Hamza. I'm part of the dynamics team and I'm doing the steering mechanism. So basically making the car turn left and right, making sure whilst turning left and right there's no breakages within the rack and pinion system that we're using.
I'm Katie and I'm also part of the dynamics team. I'm working on the brake disc and the brake carriers. They basically stop the car.
Hiya, this is Team Powertrain. I'm Matthew Kenyon and we are all to do with the engine. We are designing all the parts for the engine, making sure that it runs well and hopefully do ever so well with it.
Hi, so I'm Ethan. I'm on the electrical team and we look at the components for the car, which are like the ECU, the BSPD, basically anything with a current through it. That's our responsibility.
Yeah, I'm Finn, and yeah, we basically just deal with all the wiring on the car, anything that's electrical, anything that involves an electrical component, we manage it, we make sure it's manufactured or assembled, and we make sure it integrates with the car perfectly.
I'm Rashab, and I'm a part of the aero team, along with Josh, who's the team lead. Go for it.
I'm Josh. I'm the head of aerodynamics for Salford Racing, and my role is basically to look after all the aerodynamics of the car.
And I am a part of making the floor, CFDing it, making it in CAD, Fusion, and then actually manufacturing it.
Hi, my name's Kieran.
I'm Zach.
And we're part of the manufacturing team for Salford Racing. Within the team, our duties involve overseeing manufacturing, training key parts of the team, such as chassis, aero, dynamics. And generally, there's a lot of background work which will help the team going forward.
My role is manufacturing deputy. I aid Kieran in giving workshops for first years and providing training, that sort of thing.
Hi, I'm Casper,
I'm Halima.
and we're part of the business team.
Our role in this society is mostly to sell the car, to make us stand out and have an accessible approach to customers and make us stand out from obviously our competitors.
So what we're currently working on is the business plan presentation for the final event at Silverstone today.
Well, Salford Racing really is a big society. It seems like a lot of different talents and characteristics in that and characters in that room.
It really is. Well, we are now joined by Aiden. So, Aiden, what was it like talking to all those members?
Well, it was a great experience, learning from all the members of the team about the different sort of characters, like you said, in the team, and how the car. It's such a big effort. All goes into different parts of the team, and just to make sure on that day we're ready to go.
That's really good. Did you find it hard, obviously, because there's that many different departments, and obviously it's hard to kind of get to know what they all do. Did you find it hard speaking to certain teams?
Well, we're dealing with so many people at once, almost whizzing around a room, while people, obviously we do our meetings on Wednesday afternoon, which is when that was filmed. So it's a busy room really, and whizzing around after trying to get people and pull people for a chat here and there. It's difficult, but yeah, we managed to get it and have a nice chat with people and find out what they do. So yeah.
And you're in first year journalism, aren't you?
Yeah.
How are you finding that?
Yeah, it's very good. It's a new course I'm doing sports journalism. So yeah, it's very good. I think the course is good, and it gives you options to do societies like Salford Racing, which is a big part of my time at university here.
Yeah, that's good. Well, we study sports journalism as like a subtopic. It's kind of, you do it full, like that's your whole degree. We just do it as like an option. How are you finding sport?
Yeah, it's good, you know. I mean, definitely getting close to deadline day the other week. You know, it was a little bit on the wire, but you know, we got over the line. But it's the beauty of sports journalism. It's great that we've got societies that can give you that opportunity, especially in something like motorsport, which is a little bit more on the niche side, to get the experience of, you know, working on like media teams. But just to look forward to the next few months, of course, in the very end, you'll be going to test a car in Silverstone. As much as your first year, what for you is now the next few months looking like? What are the plans going forward, the little steps going forward into the eventual end product?
So our job as the media team is essentially just to, our job is the social media aspects, the websites, all the media side of the team. So how we promote the team, how we get it out there, and just the whole, that part of the media side of the team essentially. Yeah, I've done my first semester here now, nearly at Christmas time, so yeah, it's been a good start. We go to Silverstone in, I think, June, correct me if I'm wrong.
It's in like summer, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good to get down there, and then on the track we'll be doing our media for the team, and hopefully we go well.
Yeah, every single time after the Wednesday meetings, you all go to the garage where the car is like the engineers or like the last year's cars there. you're always in the garage, always like in the background doing something.
Yeah.
What's like your most exciting part about being in that kind of like workshop area?
It's just the people you interact with, the environment. It's good. We've got the racing sim in there to get a bit of a competitive atmosphere in the room while we're working as well. The media team is full of very good people, top professionals, some more than others. No, but they've all been very welcoming towards me, and yeah, I think it's nice to be in a society like that where it's just a place to go. We all got the same objective, same goal, and we're just grinding it out, whether that's social media or other aspects of the like interviewing team members or stuff like that, you know. So.
And now the moment you've all been waiting for, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, where Lando Norris became the 35th Formula One World Champion.
The 26-year-old has become the 11th British World Champion, beating Max Verstappen by 2 points and Oscar Piastri by 13 points. It was a very exciting race, I must say. Unfortunately, I had a job on a Sunday. I work Sundays, so I didn't get to watch.
Don't start with this. You're a part-timer. Just admit it, honestly.
I didn't get a chance to watch it, and I was so sad.
See, real F1 fans worked in the evening and saved the afternoon for the race.
I think you should march down to my job and tell them that.
I can do that, yeah. But where do you work at? Is it Greg's or?
I work at Greg's and Boots.
Oh, that's fine. I'll knock on the door of Greg's and go, I've had enough. Listen, if KFC could let me have the afternoon off so I could watch the Grand Prix, you can for Greg's as well.
Yeah, maybe I should have spoke to my manager. It was my Boots manager actually, so highly doubt that. But what did you think of the race?
The race was, yeah, it was very good. Obviously, the first time we've had a three-way spectacle on the last day of the season for a while, so it was nice really to have that as such a big occasion, and you can see. Obviously in Abu Dhabi they always do it very well, the presentation beforehand and the management of the event as a whole. But it was a crazy race. I mean Lando obviously got over the line in the end, finishing third, but he got it done. He did what he had to do and became the champion. So.
Was there a particular driver you were backing going into it? Because I know obviously you're a Ferrari fan, so for you it was a bit, you could detach yourself from any sort of like Ferrari bias. You could just solely go into it, you know, 3 different candidates that, you know, I imagine you didn't mind whoever won, but who particularly was you backing going into that?
Well, it was a weird one because obviously Max is not the underdog. You can't call Max Verstappen an underdog, but in terms of the season as a whole, I think Lando should have McLaren should have walked away with it. It should have been done. It shouldn't have made it to Abu Dhabi, I think. But whether that's tactical decisions in previous races, and Max has put pressure on the last few months and made a comeback. But so going into the race, I was actually rooting for Max Verstappen.
Oh, okay. Do you know what? I was honestly getting to the point where I thought maybe it might actually happen. We could see this incredible comeback. I think it was when Las Vegas, obviously the 2 disqualifications, both McLarens, that's when it just completely blew the championship wide open. But I mean, if obviously detaching who won the World Championship, for you, Aiden, who was the driver of the season?
Do you know what? I think you can't look past Oscar Piastri. Honestly, I know the World Championship says otherwise, but just what he's done at such a young age, I think the way he drives fearless, like so calm for his age. I agree with that. It's unbelievable. I mean, honestly, I don't know. He doesn't get the credit he deserves as well. He's almost looked at in them 3, maybe because he hasn't won it yet. The other 2 now have, but I think in years to come he'll be the main guy.
Yeah, I totally agree. I saw Lando Norris, he signed a fan's helmet, and instead of writing his number 4, he wrote the number 1. So obviously he's going to choose that number 1. What do you think of that? He's going to take it from Max now.
Well, it's been announced this morning that he's going to have number 1 next year.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the number 1 culture. I mean, It might just be me, but I was really upset when we lost MV33 and we got the #1 for ages, because I think because it's not, you almost attach like the brand to the number.
The personality is
Yeah.
the #1. Like, I am the champion, and then the moment that gets stripped away from you, you've got to go back to your past. Really, choose the old number. Do you know what I mean? I think if you have a number and it resonates with you,
stick with it.
Keep it. It's more iconic, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And him signing that #1, like, the kid looked at him and they were like, "Where's the #4?" And it was like the #1. I think it was good, but
Subtle foreshadowing.
the subtle foreshadowing, I think. I just thought it was a really good race. I think Abu Dhabi is a really beautiful track.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. And I think what was really sad though was Lando Norris. He was like, "I only see my mum 20 days a year." It was in an interview. And then his mum also said, "I miss my son." It's a big sacrifice. Could you leave your families to go and race around the world?
Well,
If your families are watching, be careful.
Well, do you know what? I think if I was speaking to my mum or dad, I think they would encourage that, to be honest. I think if you're going for a better life, going to all the different places, I think the benefits, and you've got FaceTime nowadays, so
Yeah, that's very true. And Teams.
yeah, Teams. You can get a formal family meeting.
Literally just like sit at the dinner table with your dinner, the computer on like a Zoom meeting.
Yes, hello mother, can we have a Teams meeting? I'd love just to catch up with you. No, I think that with that question though, it all depends on how much do you want it. Like, how far do you want to go to be a success? And for a lot of the drivers in Formula One, you'll go as far as you can. I mean, Verstappen is the biggest example of that, really. With growing up, how much him and his dad pushed himself, to get to where he is right now.
Yeah.
The sacrifices drivers have had to make. I always remember Daniel Ricciardo being a big one. Basically sleeping in hostels to get to different races, across Europe, out of Australia, away from anyone.
Bring back Daniel Ricciardo, I say.
Honestly.
I miss him so much.
Oh, guy.
I think we're going to mention this every week. This is going to become a trend now in every episode.
Honestly, like, I just loved his personality. Him and Max together, they were really something. Like, their chemistry was really good. So bring him
His
back.
driving style's just wicked, I find. Like,
Yeah.
I've never seen a man overtake with so much confidence in my life. He'll just go for any gap, and it's just it's proper old school racing. It's absolutely brilliant.
None of this safety malarkey. Just if he sees a gap, he's going for it. You know what I mean? He's like proper, like you said, old school.
The FIA is going to love that liner from you.
Yeah.
In terms of next year, though, who do we think is going to be the next world champion? New regulations. We don't know who's going to come on top. Lando's now going to defend his crown. Max is coming back. Who do you think is going to be the new world champion?
Ooh, it depends, because obviously this year that McLaren car was so far ahead of anything else on the track, really. We've got new regulations coming in this year, so it's going to be a big difference, and we don't fully know what the teams are going to produce. But I think close to the time you'll be able to tell more. But from what I think now, I think Oscar Piastri is going to be with that. If that McLaren car if they keep building on that, and they've got a really good foundation there. Obviously, how it adapts to the regulations only time will tell. But I think he's young. He can learn the new regulations, and I think he's definitely one for next year.
R.I.P. DRS.
Yeah.
We'll be remembered.
Never forgotten.
Don't know how that's going to work, but I actually think Martin Brundle should be world champion. Let's hope he can actually do an interview and actually get one with someone rather than getting interrupted and just like. Did you guys see Anna de Armas? He was like, can I interview you? And then she went and just walked off.
I never saw that. No. Do you know what? You've seen it a million times on the grid walks, haven't you? Like the different celebrity interactions. You can kind of tell who's the real F1 fan, and who's kind of just there to be there, really.
Yeah.
You've always got the ones who've got like about 1 million bouncers just like surrounding the location.
Yeah.
I mean,
they don't want to speak to Martin Brundle, the icon.
No, he's an icon. That's one of my favourite parts of the race is that half an hour before. It's just absolutely brilliant, where he just, like, you've seen him with Thierry Henry at the weekend, and he was with Micah Richards, and then he get palmed off by and de Armas, which was...
It's so funny though.
No.
He's like little comments as well. He did one with Cara Delevingne once. And she's like, I can't hear you, I can't hear you. And he was like, oh, I'm sure it would have been interesting anyway.
The most
so
sarcastic.
iconic.
It's just he doesn't care at all. He'll just say what's on his mind. He's been in the game for that many years now, especially in the media. It's so funny.
Everybody knows though. It's like a golden rule on the grid. Just if he comes over, you've got to talk.
Have to.
You've got to talk to that man.
Yeah, just say hello. Like,
I know. Worst case scenario, he's not going to do anything. He looks like he's such a friendly guy. I mean.
Honestly, game's frankly gone, if you ask me. But Sydney, next year, I'll ask you the same question. Who do you think is going to be world champion?
I would like to see Oscar Piastri get it. I think Max has had his time. Lando, very well deserved.
His time?
I think he has. We need to see a bit more diversity. We need more different podiums. Like when Carlos got on the podium, that was amazing. Like we need more people there.
Some year Williams have had, you consider a few years ago they were bottom of the table and everyone was clowning them for not really having the car, and now they're fifth in the Constructors' Championship, miles ahead of the rest of the pack, and they're now chasing the top four.
Yeah, I agree.
They are had a massive improvement the last few years, definitely.
But what a race it was indeed, and well, since the race, some F1 fans have been having a field day on Twitter.
Well, every episode we choose our favourite tweet of the week, where we discuss our choices behind them and why we think it's the best tweet.
If you look behind us now, we'll share some of our favourite tweets of the weekend, and I believe this one's yours, Aiden, isn't it?
Yeah, I absolutely love this. I mean,
that one's yours.
This is mine. All roads lead to Abu Dhabi. It was nearly true.
Oh, this one's great.
The T-pose.
What a guy.
Absolute cinema.
Honestly, it's so... I really like yours, the little clock. And it's like, there's a helmet on, but you just know the facial expression behind that helmet.
It is unfortunately a bit of brain rot, which is quite bad, but it's been literally infecting my feed all week. It was after Qatar, and it just completely blew up, and it was just the rabbit with the clock. Someone edited Verstappen's helmet on it. It was just, honestly, I couldn't help but laugh at it every time.
I think yours is good, though.
It just summarises the race perfectly. I mean, it just summarises the strategy. I actually thought, I mean, we know Max, when he's always a bit like aggressive driving, and I didn't think Red Bull would hold back. I mean, Tsunoda really, I think he was going for it. They couldn't pull it off in the end, but I think coming up to the race, I think that's what got me laughing, definitely.
No, I think yours too were the best. Mine was George Russell, and it was like what Lando needs, like a miracle that Lando needs to be able to win, and it's like the T-pose, because there was this one like meme where George was like, he lashes out, he's reckless when he drives, all about Max Verstappen. It's so funny.
Oh, I saw that about I've saw that video about a million times, but I feel like the George Russell image of him doing the T-pose, that's like an eternal meme now. It will never die. I
love it. Honestly, it's like such an emote.
He'll always end up in some comment section somewhere, just George Russell doing the T-pose. I don't think he'll ever lose that.
No, it's honestly just it's an integral part of F1 culture now.
It really is. Well, thank you so much for watching, and a big thank you to our amazing gallery team.
And thank you very much, Aiden and Salford Racing, for taking part in the show. Next year we'll be back with more thrilling motorsports content as we head into a new era for Formula One.
And for that, we wave the checkered flag as it's time for lights out and goodbye.